So, good evening, everybody. This is Mr. GP himself, Teacher GP. We've come a long way from being friends, followers, TikTok, friends, but now we're here together, real life today. You got to meet my family, got to see my schools, and it's been a humbling experience talking to a man with a lot of experience and a lot of love and a lot of kindness in life. So, welcome, Teacher GP.
Thank you so much, and it's really good to be here this evening with Mr. Anthony David Stark, David Stack.
It's fine. Some people call me Mr. Stark, like Iron Man.
Okay, yeah. So, thanks for the reception. Thanks for receiving me. Thanks for introducing me to your family. I got to see every member of your family. You have a wonderful family, a beautiful wife, wonderful kids, smart kids. I must say, smart kids. Thank you so much.
It's my utmost pleasure to have you here today and to welcome you into my life, to my family, and to my school today. So it's been a big blessing. We share some of the same ideals. We've been through some of the same things. He has been through some things that are a lot harder than I have. I have been through things that he has not been through. But we're here together today, and I would like to say the floor is yours. You may ask me some questions today and I will answer to the best of my ability.
Okay. Let us get to know you. When did you arrive Vietnam? Let's start from there.
Okay, I arrived here in 2019. August the 19th exactly. So it has, in 3 more months, it'll be 6 years exactly that I have been here. I decided to come because I got an amazing job offer. I started working in the province or city of Vinh Phuc, Vinh Phuc province or Vinh Phuc city, I'm not sure. The town was called Phuc Yen. It was very, very beautiful but very small. And then I came to Hanoi, and that's where the magic happened, and that's where I met my wife, and everything took off.
So you fell in love.
Yeah, I fell in love, and I've been here for almost 6 years. Three months more, and it's 6 years in Vietnam.
Wow, that's really great. What inspired you to, want to start? I know that you have one of the biggest, one of the best, the most reputable English center in Hanoi specifically, where you train and nurture young minds, and even you get them to not just speak English. Because one thing I love about today is I got to see firsthand what you do at your center. I got to see firsthand how smart your kids are. I got to see firsthand that you are really doing something great. So it's different from when someone says to me, "Oh, that's what he does." No, I witnessed it. So.
And I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful that you got to join us today.
Surely.
The kids absolutely adored you. The reception they got, your smile is fantastic. It is contagious, man. I'll say that as well. When you walked in the door, they gave you the most amazing reception. They gave you hugs. They loved you, and so did my son. So for me, I do what I do every day because when I was young, I had teachers that believed in me. They built me up to be a good person. They built me up with morals, values, respect, same like my parents did. And I want to give back. It's my time that I push every day with energy, with power, with resilience, and I do it for the students because they need to have somebody that they look up to, like a father figure, like a role model. Sometimes I become a psychologist. Sometimes I am an educator. Sometimes I'm a father figure. But as a teacher, we're there to educate. We're not there to put our ideals onto our students or our beliefs. We are there to educate. And for me, I just love giving back. I just love letting my students learn, laugh, live, and come to school that's a home away from home. And I do believe in quality. I do believe in quality over quantity always.
Absolutely.
One day it will grow. But right now, the quality is the most important thing. As I've said to you before, equal education for all. No child gets left behind. It does not matter if you are different. It does not matter if you have a learning disability. It does not matter if you come from a rich or poor background with me. Our school is molded around respect, love, values, kindness, and a lot of heart and soul that has been put in there by my wife and myself. She is the backbone of the business. She is the principal. She is the strong hand. She is the captain of the ship. So if the captain of the ship falls, it sinks. Yeah. But she does things I cannot do. Yeah. And I do things that she cannot do. But we work so well together as a team, and I'm proud of her every single day. I know she does not hear it every day, but I'm proud of you, to my beautiful wife, and thank you for building, thank you for creating the most amazing place for the kids to come every day. And what you do in such a short space of time for the parents, for the students, for our own family, it's great, you know. And really, I will keep trying my best, and I'll keep working hard, and I'll keep working towards the main goal, and that is for getting the students to be on the same level. I believe that no child should be left behind.
True.
Work with the weaknesses and not the strengths.
Yeah.
Show everybody, and don't just show your best students. And make sure that everybody gets a chance, and everybody feels the love of the teacher, you know. So every one of my students has a chance to be there with me, to get the time with me. And that's basically me. I put my heart, my soul, my character, my personality
into what you do. So that's really outstanding. I want to know about the evolution of your stock English. What's the name again?
The English.
The English stock. I want to know about how did it become? You know, how you've grown so big, so far, with branches here and there. Can you tell us about it?
Well,
how did we get here? How did you get here?
It came here from humble beginnings.
Okay.
It started in a small room like this with 10 students, and we worked. But before that, let me just go even before that. When I got here, I was teaching. I lived in Lingnan, where I live now, and I was going to Koze every single day, 12 kilometers away. And I was sleeping at the school and doing what you do, feeding the children at lunchtime, sleeping with the kids, waking up with the kids, going home at 5:30 in traffic, getting home at 6:30, and then opening the little school, you know, at nighttime. And it grew to a place where I wanted it to grow. It wasn't a lot, but it was what I loved. And we carried on building. We built with love, we built with happiness, and we made sure that our students got an education where they could listen well and speak fast. I believe that you learn, you listen, you be able to speak. Grammar is not important at a young age. You've got to get the kids to be able to read, to listen, and to speak well. But sentence structure is important. So I would never teach just ball or book. I'll make sure that there's a sentence, you know. What is it? It's a ball. It's a red book, you know. Make them understand that. Who is she? Pronouns from a young age. He for boys and for men. She for girls and for women. And who is she? She is my mother. She is my teacher. She is my father. So they develop and they grow and they level up at a young age, because children are like sponges. And the more they listen and the more they learn, the more they take in. Damn straight. And once the sponge has sucked everything up, the only time they release what they know is when you squeeze it dry. But I make sure that it sits in their mind and it mulls over in their brain and it goes in. And I believe that for me, I was a kid that grew up with a mother and father that taught me how to listen, how to learn, go to school with values, respect your teacher, you know? Even if you're naughty, it's okay. But when your teacher speaks, you listen. And I learned that from my mom and dad. But we grew from humble beginnings. From a small room like this, 10 students. I worked for a year in other schools. I worked so hard every day. And then we decided, okay, it's going well, let's expand. Let's see if anybody else wants to join the course, join the school, join the program. And what happened then? It grew to a class of 30 kids. And we rented a new house, a bigger house with 2-3 floors, and developed 2 more classrooms. And then we built the second school. And that grew so much, but unfortunately COVID hit, and as it did to many people, it crushed our dreams, it crushed our goals, and it hit us hard in the heart. But it ended, we stood up again, and as my wife said, you either restart and rebuild, or you take a step backward. So she went in hard. We built the school in 183 Lingnan straight after COVID, and it just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew where it is today. But we're very blessed and very lucky because we had our teachers, our Vietnamese teachers, who I'm so thankful for. They work 10, 11, 12 hours, the kindergarten teachers, every day. But you don't hear them moaning, you don't hear them complaining, you don't hear them saying how tired they are. They do it for the parents, they do it for the students, they do it for their livelihood, and they did it for our school. And the goal of our school was to develop and to grow, so that every single teacher can make more money, can get into a higher position if they want to. But a lot of them have been working in the kindergarten system and teaching for 12 to 15 years. So my teachers are a lot older. They are, the youngest teacher we have there is 25 years old. So I believe that you need to have some sort of experience with teaching and with kids before you think you are a teacher. You need to have some life experience. And that's what our school has. We have a great life experience. And I keep thanking them every day, you know. They work so hard, so sometimes I'll go in there with milk tea. Sometimes I'll go in there just with some different sort of drinks that they like. And it lifts up the mood, you know. But I'm blessed and thankful for the support system, for our teachers, for the staff that have stayed with us through the COVID, through the loss of the schools, and then the rebuilding process. And now it's grown to the point where we have expanded to a new branch, and you saw that today. It is 90% finished, and it's looking amazing, but that is my wife's hand. That's not my hands. I am here to use my tongue and to speak. I could sell ice to an Eskimo, but the praise goes to the design team, my wife, the principal, the managers, the teachers. Because without them, I am nothing. Remember, you have to be as strong as your weakest link. And if I'm not strong, the teachers are not strong. If I go there sick and saying I'm tired, the teachers get sick and tired. So we are all strong as the weakest link. And we pull each other up, we build each other up, and we love each other as a team. So doing this every day has made us closer. It's made us like a family. And we keep growing and we keep going to where we want to go because our dreams are bigger. And as I said, I stand by what I said. Equal education for all. And that's it with me. Positive attitude. Go in there with energy. Even on my worst day, I go into the school and I take a deep breath. And I go into class, but I smile and I jump and I sing. And sometimes, I'm sorry to say this, guys, as a teacher, you have to sound like a clown, a monkey. You have to be like that because you have to put your energy out there. And you have
every day. It doesn't matter.
Move, get out, Heisenberg. Yeah, what's up? How are you, sir? Lovely to see you. But yeah, this is Teacher GP. He's been in Vietnam for 1 year and 8 months. A good friend of mine, solid man, works very hard, and I've been humble enough to meet him today. Yeah, man. So we are here today because of the hard work, and they said that hard work doesn't pay off, but it certainly does.
It does pay off. I know that for a certainty. Well, you have talked a lot about your school and the sacrifices that you've made so far. Let's go a little bit into, just before I go into your personality, I want to know what your dream is for your English center, your school. What's your dream?
My dreams and goals are to get the name into every single city. In the next years, to have a branch in every single city within and province in Vietnam. I am going to move, I'm going to grow, I'm going to develop, but the teachers that I hire are going to have a personality like this. They're going to have a never say die attitude. And they're going to have to go into it knowing that they love the job. Because if you don't love the job and you're just in it for the money, then what are you going to do? If you're just in it for the money and you're not there for the work, you have no respect for the students, you have no respect for the parents, and you have no respect for what you do. So you understand that because you do exactly what I do, and I see it every day.
I think it's really hard to be an ESL or specifically a kindergarten teacher and not love the job because over time you're gonna be really frustrated, you're gonna be tired, and the love that you have for your kids, I mean the kids that you teach, and the job is just it's just what's gonna keep you going. There are days you're not gonna feel like working at all. There are days you're frustrated, you're, in denial, but you still have to do it. So
that's it. That's it. But as a teacher, you can't let kids are very clever. They pick up on emotions.
Yeah, they can tell. So, your energy is contagious.
Exactly. And they can tell if you're having a bad day, Like we can tell our students every single day. We see them every single day. They become like our kids.
Yeah.
So I can see when my children and my students are sick and they're tired and they don't want to learn, and they're hungry. But they still go to school and they tell me, teacher, I'm hungry. But what do? Do the same as me. Buy them food. Buy them buy them things that they love, get them to engage more, if you're tired, sorry moms and dads, sometimes I will let my kids have a 10-15 minute sleep at school, but they wake up, wash their face, and they're strong again, because you cannot just let that child go to school, grind. A tired and hungry child is a child that cannot learn.
The child cannot learn.